everybody? This is James with TGWPIS FC, episode 65. God, every time I do it. Every time. 62, 63, 64, yep, 65. Counted it this time. Nailed it, 10 out of 10. And, yeah. We got to talk some transfers, we got to talk some competitions, and we got to play Arsenal in the FA Cup 5th round today. Well, since we're here, we might as well talk about this. Things have happened since we last played in January. We lost to Man City in the Carabao Cup. Since then, form has been mostly positive, but out of 7 games, winning 4, losing 1, and drawing 2. Not the greatest. We have been rotating our side a little bit because we knew this game was coming up, but we've also qualified for the playoffs, which is good. Pepe is leading. We got to talk about this guy, right? Like, he's leading the league in goals, and if you count the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, he has 46 goals in all competitions so far this year. He's on track to get 50 goals. Because of that, I've been trying to rotate Finn a little bit more into the side to kind of get him some game experience. But also crazy enough, he's not capped for Brazil's international yet. And if you look at his career stats, 34 appearances last year, 33 goals, 8 assists. This year, 36 goals and 6 assists. And how many appearances? It's great. You see his average rating's down, but he's facing tougher competition. So that's absolutely awesome. And of course, we had to talk about Notaro, who has 16 assists. Now, not as many goals. He still hasn't hit as many goals as he did last year, missing by 1, but the assist number. I mean, that's what we're kind of looking for him. And our boy, let's pull up Wright as well. Nicholas Wright has finally hit double figures in goals from the left-hand side too. So, he's not really our assist guy. He's more of our clinical finisher. So he's looking, he's going pretty par on what he's been used to as well. Though the surprise guy is Jordan McFarlane here. Only 17 appearances in all competitions, but 16 goals. As a super sub and an impact sub, he has been a maniac. It's one of his best seasons too, and he's playing a limited number of games. So he's really made the step up. Now, what we should also talk about is transfers. Now, I said I probably wasn't going to make any transfers. Ignore the 2 people there. Before the end of it, we had Alex Fatini come in. He was somebody we signed a couple years ago. He's a possible right back of the future. Just somebody who we can mold. We have Moreno, who's only a year older than him. But this guy's a little bit taller and can definitely develop. He's also listed. This guy's listed as a wonder kid. This guy's listed as a promising fullback. But just once again, it was a signing we made before we were able to get Moya or him. So we'll just let that happen. We just kind of move with it from there. Cesar. This was a guy that was recommended to us by our buddy Pepe. And we were able to get the deal across the line. What's nice is he's a box-to-box midfielder, 5'10", and he can play defensive midfield. Now, we were trying to sign an Argentinian defensive midfielder, but he ended up going to Tottenham. So this guy was good. We're paying him a little bit, but he's fairly determined. He's got a lot. He's got great physicals, good mentals, good technicals. I wish his his finishing would be a little bit better, but dribbling, first touch, long shots, marking, passing, and tackling, all good. He's got what you want from a ball-winning midfielder. So he's going to let us kind of play a box-to-box there and a ball-winning here, or a deep line playmaker here, just to kind of give us that little extra wrinkle that we need. And then finally, this guy got upset and he wanted to leave, and we pounced on him. It cost us a pretty penny. But Ivan Medved, who I think is Belarusian and English, born in Belarus, but we came up through I think it's Sheffield? No, not Sheffield United. Where did we get him from? Nottingham Forest squad. He wanted to leave. We pursued it. We kind of pushed the issue. We got him for 27 million. Once again, you started thinking another midfielder. Yeah, he's our 7th choice midfielder. Big thing about him though, English, homegrown, going to be grown at club too. He's 19 years old, can show great potential. He's not getting paid that much. He's kind of a Caesar and Medved are kind of our Lawrence Keating insurance policy, because these guys can easily do a job for us in that position. And the fact that he's once again captain under 21, English international, could definitely be some help for us. You probably saw when we looked at the other transfer stuff. I mean, 2 goals and 3 appearances for us. He's already played a lot better than he has at Nottingham Forest. He had 17 appearances, 1 goal. He's had 3 appearances for us, 2 goals, 1 assist. I gotta imagine that's because he's playing in a more quality system. But yeah, net transfer spend, we spent 159 million, sold 81 million worth of player. One person who did end up leaving us this year was Evan Strickland. We got a 22 million pound going up to 24 million pound offer, and we accepted it because we figured, why the heck not? I think he goes and joins Seb. Did Seb end up going to Southampton? I forget. I think Seb Shea is here in Southampton, but he's there now playing in the Prem. I mean, good for him. It was good for us, and we kind of had that right back come in, so I figured it was fair trade there. Also, we've got a few people else going out on loan. Marian Valdez, Pavlov, and then we put McGuane out on loan too to Sheffield Wednesday to get him some playing time. Because, now that we have our other guy who's a deep line playmaker, our English guy, McGuane, Medvedev, he's kind of went down in the pecking order a little bit, but he'll be able to develop, probably send him on a couple loan trials and stuff, let him get up there. I mean, it seems like it'll be pretty good. So that was kind of our January, and everything kind of wrapped up into one. So let's talk about today. And let's just go right into team selection. Let's talk about the match previews. Here we are, Arsenal, away from home, FA Cup. They're the favorites. We have beaten them so far this year, which is good. They have stronger form than us, but they also have a bunch of players out on injury and some doubtful ones. So there's a kind of a good chance there. If we look at their team selection, they got Coleman, Guendouzi, Olmo, Alvarez. This guy looks pretty solid. He's a homegrown player too. Wow. But they've got a lot of good players. Just a lot of solid talent that we could probably expect to see here. And as for us, we look at our selection, we're going with the defensive one. Now, a little bit of change here. Now you see Gentile's mainly up across the back lineup, and obviously here. Gentile's still in goal, Moreno, Roberto, Antigua. Marcao has taken over kind of the left wing back spot. And you're probably thinking, why would we do that? Well, if we look at him compared to Skiffington, I think we've talked about this before, but mentally, defending, we don't lose out on anything. Speed-wise, defending, they're fine. Mentally, he's a little deficient, but physically and speed-wise, he's quicker and he's stronger. And he's got more of an aerial presence. And technically in attacking, he's not too much off. Big thing, 18 versus 22 years old. He's going to develop better. He's already starting to. And whereas Skivington's more of an attacking kind of player, he is definitely more physically dominant. And with some training, which he is, I mean, defending, you don't lose much with him, tackling-wise, marking-wise. Heading, he's better. Dribbling, he's just a little bit better. Crossing can use some improvement, but he gives us a more defensive option on that left-hand side. And mentally, we're not losing much. And physically, obviously, he is a monster. Beats out him out in pace, jumping reach, balance, and agility with the same acceleration. So he's quicker down the left-hand side. He works pretty well with Wright, who is also absolutely rapid on that left-hand side. He's quick, so Marcao is quicker. Wright has more acceleration, and I think between the two of them, he's got the better crossing ability. Maybe we think about changing him out to an inverted winger, but we'll see there. We've got Caesar playing the deep line playmaker role. He has been very solid for us in his starts. 4 starts, 2 off the bench. No goals, no assists, but I don't need him to do that. This guy is going to probably have low ratings, but he's going to be doing all the dirty work, all the cleanup work, all the defending. Keating and Lawrence, Tatar, Wright, Pepe. Now, you've noticed we probably don't have our young goalkeeper on the bench anymore. I sent him down to the 23s to get some more match experience. We've got Grundy, Akbar, Herrero, McFarlane, Gabriv, Louise, and Fetz. And maybe we'll take... Skiffington's not on the bench. We'll put Skiffington on the bench. in case we need like that quick technical ability to be brought out. What's his one negative? Struggling to connect with working more. Yeah, that's fine. So this is the team. This is what we're going with to see if we can't be the bogey team again for Arsenal in the Cup. Who knows? I don't. That's why I play this game. They are playing a slightly rotated side, but they still got a lot of good players out there. But these are the guys we kind of beat. Arsenal have won those where it's probably the best, and we can deny them here. Yeah. Let them know I've got faith in them. Let's go to the tunnel. Lawrence carries good when he's playing well. I can't wait to see him there. All right, here we go. Our well-rested team versus theirs. We've had some issues scoring goals recently, and I'm a little bit worried that that form's going to kind of come into this. Thank God he's offside, William Salba. But we've had to come from behind to win. And though we've won a couple, as Hector Moreno gets an injury, we'll see what that is in a second here. Now this is going to be selling Skiffington, not Skiffington, Stockwell in the transfer market is going to be seen as a bad move now, as they are pouring on the pressure here. Though we've had the majority of the possession. What is it? It is a potential groin injury. Well, let's see if he can't nurse it through the half. Keating out to Cesar. Moreno's there. Nataro. I mean, if he is injured, we may call up our young guy from the under 23s. We have Richards who can play there. Cesar. Tricksy little pass there as Marcao now comes in with that pace. Drives into the area, takes the shot on himself. Yeah. Could have done better, maybe pulled it across, but it's good to see us getting forward. As we've got Arsenal on the back foot, man, they are really not playing the possession game today as... Ooh! Edison Alvarez is offside on that one, and it looked like a surefire goal. But yep, he was offside. Our guys played the offside trap perfectly. And two lucky decisions and two good defensive decisions gets us to go 0-0 at the half. Go to the dressing room here. It's time for everybody to dig in. And we'll let them know we have faith. You aren't bad, but I have faith in you to continue. They always love that one. Tactics. Moreno. We've got Gabriel who can play there. Wants to stay on, but the injury is affecting him. I don't want to risk you. We'll bring out Gabrev, and we'll switch him to an inverted wingback on support. That works out, because he's got that foot. And Gabrev is a pretty solid midfielder. He's got kind of the tackling and everything that we can expect there, so we're not losing anything defensively with him there. Just don't expect much from him going forward. So Nataro's putting a lot of defensive pressure here. Gabrev's first action really just kind of psychs him out. We don't want to go to extra time here, so got to play the game. All right, we'll hold off until we absolutely can't anymore. All right, we'll see how this highlight is, and then we'll look to change tactics back to our normal one. So Gabrev gets a good header there. It just blows my mind that we've had so much possession, but we haven't been able to do anything with it. And all the highlights have been basically their ways. Coleman, Dembele with his 10th of the season. And I think it's time to make the tactical change. We're going to go to the main tactic. Let's get Herrero on for Caesar. Everybody else looks good. There's no other real changes we can make here. Confirm that. As we're immediately into another highlight. We'll see what happens here. Nataro to Gabrev. Gets it to Caesar. Gets it to Keating. We're passing backwards, guys. We need to progress. You've got Marcao way far out there. Alright. Well, the change has been made now. I'll tell them to demand more to them. Let's see what that does. Focuses them. We are attacking. I think they're just sitting now. Now they're willing to lead this one out. Yep. And they won. Kind of figured it would be. Lucky boys, but it just wasn't our night. Which is true. I mean, I can't fault them for the performance. This is Arsenal. We'll look at his injury, 1 to 2 days. Perfect. Post-match press conference. We'll attend the press conference. It's a shame. We'll really focus attention the rest of the season. It wasn't too different in our performance when the opponent plays what he did, yet stand and applaud. We had to play a certain style of soccer. Okay. Now, when do we come back? I think we'll come back maybe for the double header. We'll get Derby and Blackpool. End out the season for you guys. Unless we get a really good match. 15th, 21st, 8th, 24th, 6th. Maybe the West Ham game. Does West Ham have a really good club? I mean, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Kurt Zouma. I guess they just have the Chelsea rejects. Rob Holding. They got this guy from Sheffield United who is really good. What did they get him for too? Yeah, £37 million. He's been really good for them. I was looking hard at him as well, maybe thinking about that, but I figured we had pretty good wingers. All right, so we'll come back for West Ham. That seems to be fair enough. West Ham sounds good. So, everybody, I've been James, you've been you, this has been TGWPIS FC, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.